Ella had always dreamed of coming to Iceland. Not just for the otherworldly landscapes or the chance to see the northern lights, but for the feeling that something ancient still whispered here. That beneath the mossy lava fields and glaciers and black sand beaches, the earth still breathed slowly, deeply, in a language older than memory. She arrived in the early morning light, when the sky was the color of silver, and the air felt like it had been freshly washed. From the airport, she took a narrow road that curved past hills of volcanic rock, steaming vents, and snow-flecked valleys. The landscape unfolded like a map hand-painted by wind and fire. Her destination was a small guest house tucked into a hillside near Fergeri. It was simple, wood, stone, and glass. From her window, she could see the distant steam rising from geothermal vents, and the wide horizon where mountains met sky. After tea and a warm slice of bread with thick butter and rhubarb jam, she set out. The morning walk took her through a path lined with birch trees and lupin flowers. She passed bubbling hot springs where the earth hissed softly underfoot, releasing heat into the frost-bitten air. The scent of sulfur lingered, sharp but clean, like a warning and a blessing at once. Ella paused at a wooden bridge that spanned a narrow river, its water so clear it looked like glass. Beneath the surface, black stones shimmered like obsidian. Steam rose in ghostly ribbons. She leaned on the railing and wrote in her notebook. Here the earth speaks in temperature, in mist, in silence interrupted only by wind. By midday she reached the Reykjadalur Valley, known for its geothermal river. The trail wound higher into the hills, where patches of snow clung to the grass and the wind grew fiercer. Her breath turned to clouds. Yet ahead the river steamed like a dream, warm, inviting, impossible. She slipped out of her clothes and into the water. It was like bathing in the breath of the planet. The river was warm against her skin, soft and mineral-rich. Around her, snow lay on the banks. Steam coiled up into the icy sky. She lay back, floating, the current slow and patient. She didn't want to leave. Later, she hiked higher still, past old sheep paths and stone cairns. In the distance, a waterfall cascaded over black cliffs into a green bowl of moss and rock. Ravens soared overhead, their cries stark against the wind. She reached the edge of a high plateau just as the clouds began to part. The sun, low and golden, broke through, lighting the valley below in fire and light. Glaciers shimmered in the far distance. Volcanic cones cast long shadows. The whole world felt sculpted, not made. She sat and wrote. This place isn't a postcard. It's a prayer. On the way back, she stopped by a roadside cafe where the windows looked out over a field of lava. The man behind the counter offered her kjatsupa, traditional lamb soup. She took the bowl in her hands, grateful for the heat, and watched the steam rise like the mist from the springs. He told her stories. Of eruptions and legends. Of elves that lived in certain stones. Of how the island had taught people patience because here, the land always wins. In the evening, Ella returned to the guest house and wrapped herself in a wool blanket. The host told her the skies might clear, so she waited. And then just past midnight, it began. At first only a hint, a shimmer at the edge of the sky. Then color. Green. Pink. A slow-moving curtain of light that rippled like silk in water. The aurora danced in silence, painting the stars. She stepped outside barefoot, heart racing, tears cold on her cheeks. She had never seen anything so quiet that said so much. She wrote. Some beauty doesn't announce itself. It arrives when you're listening, and it speaks in color, not words. She stayed until the lights faded, until the cold crept back into her bones, until her breath was the only thing she could see. Back inside, she didn't sleep right away. She sat by the window watching the sky, holding the notebook on her lap like a promise. Iceland, she thought, doesn't give itself away. It waits. And when you are ready, it shows you the world, remade by fire, water, and light.